I have managed over £100 million in Google ad spend across 14 years. I've touched hundreds of businesses. And do you want to know what the most expensive mistake that I see businesses make is? It's not their targeting, it's not their creative, it's not even their offer. It's the 47 minutes that it takes them to respond to a lead they just paid £200 for. Right? I watch one of the UK's largest scrap car companies spending high six figures a month lose deals like that because their sales rep was on lunch. 1 hour response times, 2 hour response times. Just that period alone, it was bleeding them dry. We fixed it. I fixed it. Their conversion rate jumped to 38.2% in 23 days. Same leads, same sales team, one change. Speed. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why response time is the most undervalued sales weapon in business and how to weaponize it with AI so that you never lose another deal to a competitor. Shockingly, here's what most business owners do not realize. They don't conceive it. You can have the best product, you can be the cheapest, be the best priced, the best team on planet Earth, and you will still lose to someone who shows up faster than you. I'm a Google Premier Partner, a top 1% Upwork freelancer globally. There's 18 million people on the platform. I've earned over £500,000 on that platform alone. Every week, I build speed-to-lead systems for businesses that are tired of watching their competitors literally eat their lunch. I also own 2 seven-figure businesses myself, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If you're not responding to leads in under 5 minutes, you've already lost. But here's the good news. What I'm about to show you makes it impossible for you to ever be slow again. Here's the breakdown. First, I'm going to show you the real cost of what slow response time is. Not theory, actual money you're leaving on the table right now. Then I will introduce you to the always on system. The system that lets my holiday home company, for example, handle 600 plus leads per month with one sales rep while we're eating dinner, sleeping, out, whatever. And finally, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build this system in your business. One warning. I own a 7-figure business that lost over £1 million in profit because I waited 2 years too long to implement this system. Don't make the same mistake. Let's go. So let me tell you about the most expensive lunch break that I have ever seen, and probably you've ever seen either. I was working with one of the UK's largest scrap car companies, massive operation, spending high six figures every single month on a national basis on inbound leads, Google ads, Microsoft ads, paid search, the works. Quality leads, high intent, ready to buy, right? Literally golden. Do you know what was happening? Their sales rep would go to lunch, just 1 hour, and during that hour, leads were sitting there, waiting, dormant. Now, you might think, 1 hour? That's not that bad, there's nothing wrong with that. Wrong. That 1 hour was a conversion rate killer. We implemented a speed-to-lead AI system. Leads start getting responses within 45 seconds. Whether the rep was at lunch, in a meeting, on holiday, on the toilet, it didn't matter, right? The result? 38.2% increase in inquiry to sale conversion rates in 23 days. It was the same leads, same sales team, same offer. The only variable was the speed that we answered those leads. And that speed added hundreds of thousands of pounds per month to their bottom line. Now, I'll tell you a painful story here. This is personal, but it hurts. Because I'm not exempt from this mistake myself. I own a 7-figure holiday home business in the UK. We get between 400 and 800 leads a month, an average of 800. And for 2 years, we were drowning in those leads. Manually responding, missing follow-ups, letting hot leads go cold. I'll never forget the moment that I realised that how much I'd cost myself. I was sitting at my desk late at night, going through 18 months of inquiry data for my holiday home business. I was looking for patterns. I was trying to figure out why our conversion rate was stuck and how we could improve it as natural. And then I saw it. Page after page of inquiries that we never responded to. High value bookings, perfect dates, available inventory that we had. We just didn't reply fast enough, or at all in some cases. I started adding it up, right? £18,000 here, £4,000 here, £12,000 here. By the time that I'd finished, I was staring at over £1 million in lost revenue. £1 million gone because we were too slow. And I sat there for about 45 minutes, numb, angry at myself, a tiny bit embarrassed considering the fact that I handle inbound leads and have consistently done so for the last 14 years. But then something clicked. If I lost $1 million by being slow, that means that there's $1 million, probably more, sitting there waiting for me in the next 2 years, if I can just be fast. That night, I didn't sleep. Right? Not because I was beating myself up. I don't operate that way. It's not in my inner nature. Because I was designing the system that would make sure I never lost another deal to speed again. And that system, that's what I'm about to show you. So Let's talk about why this happens. It's not because you're lazy or your sales team is bad or that they don't know what they're doing. It's because they're human. You sleep, you eat, you take meetings, you have a life, you have kids, family, wife, you sales rep, but that are based on commission. So they obviously naturally focus on low-hanging fruits. The hottest leads, they gravitate towards them. That's natural as well. They shouldn't be blamed for that. The rest get ignored. But here's your problem. Your competitor doesn't sleep. At least their AI doesn't. And when a potential customer submits a form at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night, whoever responds first wins. Not the best, not the cheapest, but the fastest. Be honest. Have you ever lost the deal because you didn't respond fast enough? Or woke up and we saw an email that was, we went with somebody else because we didn't get a response from you? Drop a comment. I want to see how many of you have felt this pain. So we've established speed to lead wins because I've really suffered from it myself financially. But here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part most business owners completely get wrong. The winners are the always on operators. I like to call this T.O.O, right? Trigger instant responses the moment a lead appears. Automate qualification and booking with zero manual work. Optimize, close more deals while competitors sleep. What if every single lead that came into your business or one of your clients' businesses got a response in 45 seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, even while you're on holiday? That's not hypothetical, that's exactly how my businesses work right now. And let me show you how it works. My holiday home company responds to 600 plus leads per month in under 45 seconds automatically, and no one knows that it's AI. We have one sales rep, one. Before you think we're spamming people with robotic nonsense, right? Our conversion rates wouldn't be as high as they are if we were. Let me explain what's actually happening. The moment someone fills out a form on our website, an AI agent instantly engages them. Not a generic thanks for reaching out email or message, a real conversation. Pulls from a knowledge base. The AI reads their message, understands what they're asking about, and asks intelligent follow-up questions that we desire. We've planned this out and programmed it this way. Hey Sarah, just saw that you're interested in selling your Willoughby vacation. Are you looking for a quick question? Are you looking for a quick sale or are you looking to sell at the end of the season? How many offers do you have on it already? What are you looking for? That's conversational. That's human. It's engagement. Now, here's where the genius part falls in. While the AI is gathering this information, it's qualifying the lead for us. Budget, timeline, offers that they've already got. Is it reasonable? All the intel that we need as a business and is needed to close the deal is collected automatically while the lead is warm. And here's what happens next. If it's a hot lead, they have the right price, the budget matches, the van is in good condition, they're ready to book a call. The AI sends my sales rep a notification instantly via Slack, text, and email. Whichever one he picks it up from, he grabs on it, he jumps in, picks up the conversation and closes. He's not cold calling someone 3 days later. He's not constantly trying to not get hold of anybody. And really importantly, he's leveraging SMS, which is one of the most open and response forms of marketing that you can possibly do. He's continuing a warm conversation that started maybe even 90 seconds ago. For leads that aren't ready yet, the AI nurtures them, sends them information about what our offers are, answers their questions about how we operate as a business and how quickly we can purchase their holiday home, whatever. It keeps them engaged until they're ready to sell. We close deals while other businesses sleep. My sales rep comes in every morning to a warm list of qualified leads, book calls with people who have intent to sell already. He's not chasing, he's literally closing. That's his job. That's what a sales rep's job is. Everything else is just noise. Let me give you a specific example of how powerful this is. Our holiday home business received an inquiry at 9:13 p.m. 3 years ago, that lead would have sat in my inbox until I woke up the next morning, 7 a.m, and managed to get around to answer it, probably 12 hours. By then, they'd have already booked with somebody else. But with the always-on system, with the T.O.O approach, by 9:32 p.m, they'd engaged with AI, answered qualifying questions, and booked a call for 8 a.m. the next day. By 10 past 8 the next day, we had closed that deal and made £4,500 while I was just relaxing in my evenings, winding down. Think about that. While I was winding down, my system qualified a lead, booked them into my calendar and set up a sale that closed in 10 minutes the next morning because the conversation had already happened. It wasn't luck. That isn't luck. That's leverage. And this isn't just my business. Over my 14-year career managing over 100 million in Google ad spend, I've seen this pattern play out hundreds of times. Small businesses with a fraction of their competitors' budget implementing speed-to-lead systems and absolutely destroying companies 100 times their size. They have higher conversion rates, higher customer satisfaction, faster growth. This isn't a one-off. This is a pattern, right? And over the next 1 to 2 years, the businesses that don't implement these systems, they are going to die. Here's what's wild and why so many people get this wrong. Responding in 45 seconds actually makes you look more professional than responding in 3 hours. Think about it from a customer's perspective, or when you've submitted a form. They've just filled out a form on your website. Why did they do that? Because they want help now. They're not sitting there thinking, I hope they wait until tomorrow to get back to me. They want acknowledgement. They want to feel heard. They want to feel like you are there for them. When you respond instantly, you're not desperate. You're attentive, you're professional, you're a business that has their act together. I've had customers tell us, wow, you guys are on it, like you are efficient. That's not robotic, it's impressive. 99% of people don't even know it's AI. You won't believe the amount of people that call and ask for Sarah or Lisa, and they don't exist. But yes, some people are going to know that it's AI. And guess what? They don't care because it's giving them what they want. Immediate answers, quick qualification, and a path forward that either suits them or doesn't. The businesses that are AI averse, they're the ones that are losing and will die. They think customers will be upset. In reality, customers are not upset. They're upset when you do not respond. Companies that are afraid of AI thinking responses in 45 seconds makes customers somehow unsatisfied, like you're 100% AI and you're all robots, that they won't engage. In reality, that 45-second response is exactly what they wanted because they've just submitted a form on your website. They want to be acknowledged. They want that information quickly. All right. Let's build your system. I'm going to make this stupidly simple. 3 steps, that's it. Step 1, pick your platform. If you're already using a CRM like HubSpot, integrate it with Go High Level and use Go High Level as the hub. Trust me, it is king. Turn on automated responses to inquiries by building out a mini flow. I have a whole video on this with CloseBot that shows you how you can control this. I'll link it at the end of this video. This will directly respond to form submissions with a standard email, SMS that goes out. For most of you watching, this is the most critical place to start. Start with your CRM and ensure that it's Go High Level. It's the fastest path to live and it is the best CRM on the planet. Step 2, build your response script. This is where most people mess up because they make it sound robotic. Don't do that. CloseBot is exceptional at not doing this anyway, but here's the structure that I use. So I have personalized acknowledgement. Hey, John, saw you're interested in our property management services. Great timing. Then I go into credibility or value statement. We manage 47 properties across the Lake District and have a 4.9 star average review rating. And then line 3, quick qualifying questions. Is it all right if I ask you a few questions about X and Y? And from there, you're going to start receiving responses from the inquiry that just say, yeah, of course you can. That's why I inquired. That's it. Those 3 lines are all you need. Conversational, human, effective. Once they've said yes, that's when the AI agent kicks in. That's where CloseBot kicks in my case, what I use, CloseBot. That's where that kicks in, and it can handle anything in any way physically possible. The video that I linked, like I mentioned a moment ago, you're going to be able to see exactly how I built one from scratch and set that up. But your AI should now flag hot leads automatically, set triggers based on criteria, budget, timeline, urgency, and get instant notifications when someone qualifies. Now, you jump in personally via a phone call while they're still engaged. You're not cold calling. You're not calling them while they're on a train or on a plane or whatever. You're warm closing. For leads that aren't ready, AI keeps nurturing them, keeps checking in. If they don't respond, it will continue to ask questions, keep prodding and probing. That's part of the structure. Listen, if you do nothing else from this video, do this. Set up an automated response that goes out within 60 seconds of every inquiry, even if it's basic, even if it's just acknowledgement with a question alone, and that will put you ahead of 90% of your competitors. Plug in CloseBot alongside it as a system, and you're going to smash it out the park. Watch what happens to your conversion rate. I build these systems every single week for businesses globally, some of the biggest businesses on planet Earth. DirecTV. I'm a top 1% Upwork freelancer. I've earned over £500,000 on the platform. I've spent over £100 million in ad spend, and I've managed it. And I've seen all the good, the bad, the ugly. I've seen the warts and all from businesses and how they handle their sales inquiry. I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't. And I'm telling you now, this is not optional anymore. This is survival. If you're selling these services, you're no longer just an AI guru. If you're a business owner, you're not just a business owner anymore. You're an always-on operator. You're someone who has built a system that works when you don't, and that is how you make money. That's not luck, that's strategy. Here's what most people miss. Fast responses is only half the battle. The real money is in the 3 minutes after they reply. That's where the deals get fumbled. I've linked the video below where I build end-to-end the closebot system that handles inquiries that are inbound. Go and check it out.